delivered. Copperas Cove stands at a pivotal moment. Growth is here. Opportunity is here. Improvements are constant, and preparation is ongoing. Our city's next chapter will include investments in economic opportunities, recreation, and transportation to further serve our future. We're a city built by people who believe in service, community, and opportunity. The work we are doing now ensures that the next generation will inherit a city even stronger than the one we enjoy today. We honor our history. We strengthen our present. And we are building a future defined by preparation, opportunity, and resilience. The state of our city is strong. God bless Copperas Cove, and may He continue to bless the great state of Texas and the USA.
Thank you, Mayor Yancey, for sharing your vision and updates for our city. Well, that concludes the formal address. A portion of the evening, we're not finished just yet. Now we'll move into the town hall portion of the program where you'll have the opportunity to hear directly from city leadership. Please help me welcome our city manager, Ryan Haverlaw, as we begin the Q&A portion of tonight's event.
Well, good evening. As Beth said, my name is Ryan Haverlaw. I'm the city manager here. City Council blessed me with the opportunity to be city manager 8 years ago. And it has been a very quick 8 years. Before we get much further into the Q&A and we talk about the Q&A process, I just want to say one more time, thank you to our primary sponsor, Jimmy Clark Homes. Mr. Jimmy Clark, you walked in earlier. Thank you very much for sponsoring this event for multiple years. Please give him a round of applause. And this event only occurs because there's a group of people, as Beth said, it's the State of the City Committee. So those who are on the committee, please raise your hand. Y'all look around and see who these people are, because these are the people who make this possible. They help put all of this together. And I'll tell you what they've done. They have reduced the planning for this event. I love efficiency. They've reduced this event from a 9-month process, which is what it used to be, almost 12 months, to about a 3-month process or less. I think the first time we met was in December, and here we are in March, and I think we only met about 4 times. So it's an amazing thing. Mr. Kevin Keller, who's right there with the phone trying to take a picture of me. Y'all give it up for him. Kevin is the organizer of all of this. We have lots of other names for him as well. We don't have to talk about those, but we'll say that he is a phenomenal guy that helps put all this together. And I want to say thank you to our IT team. They're sitting over here. Y'all raise your hands. Come on. They make sure they make sure y'all can hear us when we're up here. They make sure the screen's all good and everything that we have. They allow us to actually type up all the stuff that we do. So thank y'all very much. Y'all are phenomenal. Make my computer faster, please. Okay, so we have Q&A that we want to do. Before I go past that, take a look around. All the way around the edge of this room, all of our partners, all of our city team members are here, and they are here to serve you. And that is what city service is all about, customer service. So thank you all for being here and serving tonight and every single day of the year. Don't give this a round of applause. And I can't go on without saying thank you to my bosses. And I do have 8 bosses. It's the mayor and all the council. Thank you all very much. Where's one of the council? Oh, there he is. He's hiding in the back. He's always hiding in the back. Thank you, Mr. Smith. Okay, so Q&A, here's what we're doing. We have lots of questions submitted to us, and we're going to allow Ms. Beth to actually read those questions. Mayor Yancey and I are going to do our best to answer those questions. There may come a time where we may have to invite some people up to help answer some of those questions. And so our team members and partners that are around the room will be surprised if I call you out and ask you to come up here and talk with us as we're talking through these questions. So with all of that being said, I'm going to allow Ms. Beth to ask our first question.
Thank you. First question, T-Mobile destroyed my 2 driveways last March in 2025. When will they be repaired? I'm told I'm on a waiting list, but we are now a year later. Help.
Okay, first question is, who signed up for T-Mobile? No, don't answer that, don't answer that. I'm just playing. Okay, so T-Fiber is actually the company that is now the company that took over a lot of the fiber installation. It was Metronet, and we have no problem calling them out. We actually have a relationship with that organization because of the complaints that we got and the issues that have occurred because of the installation of their fiber. If you have an outstanding repair that needs to be done, contact the city. We have a direct relationship with the representative with T-Fiber that we will make sure that your concern gets to them. They contact you. They usually communicate back with us and say, hey, this is what we did for that customer. So please contact us. We'll put you in touch with T-Fiber representatives.
Thank you. Next question, it's multi-part. What is the status of Copper's Cove growing and annex in the Lutheran Church Road? Does the city have any plans on annexing everyone on the entire road or just the end of it?
Mayor, I'm going to kind of take that, or do you want to say anything about it? Okay. Okay, so local government annexation has changed greatly over the last couple of decades. Cities cannot involuntarily annex property anymore. If cities try to do that, it actually goes on a ballot, and those that are in the annexation or proposed annexation area get to vote. Yes, I want to be annexed, or no, I don't want to be annexed. So quite honestly, it's become almost impossible to involuntarily annex any property anymore. City Council City Council has the option to consider annexing a large parcel of property off of Lutheran Church Road. That opportunity exists through what is called a development agreement with a single developer that owns the land. So it's one property owner. They can petition the city to be annexed into the city, and then that goes to City Council, and we go through our legislative process, regulatory process to annex that area that we created an agreement with that developer. City Council actually approved an agreement with the developer. That agreement has not yet been executed. So that means right now there is no annexation on the table to even annex any property. And just so you're fully aware, because it is a public document at this point, the annexation of that area does include some developer responsibilities to work with the city to improve the roadways in that area. It's not fully defined what those improvements are. We don't know what they'll be until one, the agreement is actually executed, the one that City Council approved. And two, there's a study that must be done in order for us to understand what improvements are needed. And then we can kind of negotiate that with the developer and make sure City Council is in agreement with those negotiated steps. Did that answer all the questions, Beth? Okay, very good.
Next question. Any planning or discussion with TxDOT for a connection with Highway 9 and I-14 South Side for a partial loop road around Copperas Cove?
Short answer to that is yes, there's been discussions. There are no projects planned, there are no long-range projects in the planning process yet. We do work with the Clean Tempo Metropolitan Planning Organization, so we're a member of the K-Tempo organization, and City Council approves projects that we apply with K-Tempo. Then our region, which includes Killeen and Belton and Temple and Parker Heights and Salado, Bell County, Coryell County, all of our member organizations score those projects. And so whatever projects score the highest, those are the projects that get the funding. And so that project in particular has not been even conceptually designed or submitted to K-Tempo yet. I would encourage you to look at K-Tempo's planning documents or look at City Council's agendas on what projects were submitted, because those projects impact the way you drive around town and through town.
And certainly, if you notice something or you're involved in a roadway area that looks like it needs improvement, contact City, let them know. We have a list of projects that we are looking at, trying to match funding with those projects. With those projects, you hear me? Match funding with projects, but it takes a while, and not everything gets done at once. It's a supply and demand type of situation, and so we want that loop. There's no question about that, but that's going to be a fairly costly one. There's going to have to be some right-of-way acquisition, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know.
Probably, most likely. And all that involves time and money. So just stay with it. Talking about staying with it, this VA project that's here in Copperas Cove didn't happen overnight. It took almost 4 years for that to come to fruition. It takes time. And project, we're in a society that we're used to instant gratification, and you just can't make that happen. And when you're dealing with several different entities, particularly anything involved with the government, it takes time. But it paid off. It's a huge, huge win for Copperas Cove, and we will reap the benefits for decades to come.
Thank you. Next question, can a presentation on the revised new bypass be presented on how this new road will look in the future?
That's a good question. We can definitely work with TxDOT to see if we can consider that. Just a verbal description of what that's going to look like. One, TxDOT has begun that project. If you haven't noticed, some traffic lanes have changed. So if your car self-drives, mine doesn't. If your car self-drives, I would just say, pay attention when you're on the US 190 bypass for the next 2 years, because that's how long the project is going to take. And there are already lane changes implemented out there. So please be careful, be cautious. There are going to be workers out there. There's going to be other drivers out there. And we're trying to make that roadway safer by this project. So description. Right now, we have 2 lanes all on the same road surface. They're going opposite directions, east and west. Just imagine, on the north side, or the side that's closer to the downtown Copperas Cove.
Northern Hills and Western Hills parents, after speaking to one of the city employees after the Q&A, we are going to have a discussion with the city facilitator for those crosswalks for the high school. It's going to be probably another 25 minutes before we write up any type of documentation going against the city itself. I know you parents have asked me to come here and be the buffer. We will give them 90 days to put those crosswalks in and those caution lights for your kids. Because a lot of children who are at the high school, they are in need of assistance. If the city is not going to pay, for a crosswalk individual, for the safety of all the high school kids, if the city is not going to pay for a crosswalk individual, and they keep on turning down all the volunteer positions, the applications for the parents or the senior citizens who have stated that they would volunteer for that particular area from 9th Street on to where the Baptist church is, and clear out to the countryside where we live in Western Hills and Northern Hills, then they're going to have to do something. We don't have to burn down our city of Coppers Cove to have them help us. What we do need to do is to give the city the opportunity to put in those crosswalks. All those individuals in Coppers Cove and Coryell County, they live here. They have grandchildren, they have children who live here. But I told you I would be here after my meeting in Temple today as a buffer. So I'm just letting you all know that after the mayor speaks again and 3 of the city council representatives, we will be speaking to the Parks and Recs about your concern with the lift for your disabled adult children, and the smaller pool over by Martin Walker for the ADA accommodations for the young ones between 5 and 12. But the major concern should be the crosswalks for the high school. So when I gave my husband my phone and went and spoke to one of the personnel from the city building, we are going to have the opportunity to speak to those directly involved in the decision making. I don't think that anyone has to threaten our city in order to get the accommodations for the high school kids. I think that what we need to do is bring the CCISD and the city together and pull those funding resources together for the protection of those high school kids. So my proposal tonight is to give them 90 days. It should not take 90 days to put a crosswalk on this street right here. It does have quite a bit of traffic. Between 3 and 5, there's a lot more traffic. This is where the kids are walking. There is no crosswalks by the high school. We're not requesting that much, but my request tonight will be that both resources, Coppers Cove Independent School District and the City of Coppers Cove, budget together. And if we have to, we can also bring in Fort Hood and receive money from them too, because Coppers Cove is made up of 81% military. And our school district here is about 85% military dependence. But let's handle out let's handle it outside of the courtroom. Let's come together as a community. And that is one issue that I'm going to address after the meeting with a representative from the city. The second issue was your all's lift at the city park. The city park, according to what I've been told, the city park, which is right there, has installed the new lift for the disabled adults. We just have to worry about the young ones now, 5 to 12, 5 to 11, something like that. As for the teenagers' resources, the only major resource that we have in Cove is the DVD Dragons and Dungeons Night. Our police department is a very good police department. They do offer the 12-week program for the teenagers with the ride-along. I know that about 19,000 of you signed the petition to get something in here for our young people. Our young people, they're a vital part of this community. And instead of choosing to do something for our community, for the young people, they chose the new senior citizens complex. And my take on it is that we can use that complex because it's so big. We can share that building with the young people. I mean, our taxes paid for it. We need to have part of that facility made available to the young teenagers in our community, perhaps even in Coryell County, because our young people deserves the same type of respect and dignity that people my age get. And that is a brand new building. It is a large complex, and our students and our area teenagers, and even those in the Cove House, which is a transient homeless camp, all of them should be able to utilize that complex. So these are the three major things you wanted me to come here and speak about tonight. We will be speaking about them. As for the last one, I know people out on Devil's Divide Road. I know you guys are hot and heavy about this new water bill that just hit our city. And I understand your concern, okay? But I believe that after we had our little meeting last week, I believe that we should start with the mayor's office because we're speaking about head of household, single parent homes, single male and female homes who are living on below the national income ratio. And I understand a standard fee of $159 a month is high for single families. I know that's the case for low-income people. I also understand that elderly people who are just living on their Social Security, I understand you guys are having a hard time making it. I know that. But if we can just break it up, start with the mayor. And, I mean, we did get our billing back from Arizona. I don't know. We worked 3 years to get our billing brought back to the state of Texas, to our own city. So, there are 4 major issues. The city has addressed one of them. They addressed the city park swimming pool. So, hopefully they will address the issues concerning our teenagers, and they will address this school crossing, because in my opinion, the crosswalks, there should be at least 3. One by the Baptist church with a caution light, and the one where the accident almost happened last week. Because our young people crossing across this road that has so much traffic right now, and it's between 6:20 and 7. The problem is these young people, they run out in front of cars And no cars seem to want to stop for them. And it's their lives. Okay? You put a caution light up there, or even a whole red, green, and yellow light. Then we will save a young person's life, or perhaps we'll even save a driver's life. Their lives are the most important thing here, and then we can address the rest of everything. Because there's no need for us to have any type of death when we can, we can stop it. But, with summer coming, and we're going to have Rabbit Fest, and we're having all these cosmic shows coming to town, we just need to have more crosswalks. And we all know that the budget was decreased for transportation for our children during summer school. So you're going to have more issues with children in special ed crossing across these roads also. So maybe it's just oversight, or maybe, we give them 90 days. If they can't do it, then we can go to the next level. But let's at least give them 90 days. But I just came out here to charge my phone for a few minutes while they're in there doing the DNA discussion and answers. If there's anything else that you want me to talk about, please call Joe or DM him and give him a message, and I'll bring it up. But I think 4 main points tonight is enough for City Hall. And then we'll call next week and make an appointment with the mayor. And Daniel and I'll go and speak to him about the water department. Because single parents cannot afford $159 just as a solid baseline just to have your water hooked up. And then you have the trash on top of that, and then whatever you use per month. Some of these single parents, they've showed me their bills. It's $300 a month. I mean, that's a week of groceries for parents who have 3 or 4 kids. And not everyone qualifies for SNAPs. So we'll do what we can. And after this was an emergency town hall, which all of us know, just came up yesterday. So we'll see what we can get done for you all. You all know where you can get a hold of me. A lot of you know where I live. Just knock on the door. And a lot of you know where Valerie lives. If I'm not home, please go to Valerie. She will take care of you. Leave your complaints, concerns, DM me, message me, text me if you have my number. And we will see if we can get this taken care of for our children before anything really bad happens to our students. I will tell you this. I know that the lady on Next Door Neighbor is trying to get a permit to protest in front of the police department because she thinks that we spent too much money on the officer's life that just, he was murdered about 4 weeks ago. Well, I'm going to tell you what I think about that, okay? Number one, he was an officer within our community. He was killed by a felon individual. There was several warrants out for that individual. And I am totally opposed to protesting concerning an officer's funeral costing too much. And for that lady to believe, I'm not going to state her name on here, but for you to believe that we should not have pulled over on Highway 190 or 12 from Coppers Cove to Belton to show our respect and give him dignity for dying. Ma'am, you must be out there in La La Land. Okay? Every police officer who loses a life protecting his or her community residents, they deserve respect. They should be showed honor. And ma'am, I'm telling you right up front, if you begin to protest down there, we'll be on the opposite side of the road, because I know you're going to be right there in front of our police station. And I'll be over there by the White House. Because you have no right to take dignity away from that officer who got shot and was killed on duty. And his family deserves respect and dignity. Every day, I read it last night. Someone pointed it out to me. They said, Tex, look at this. That is wrong. I know that many people think that all officers are bad. And when they take that oath, that they know they could die. Well, that may be true. But not the oath not being bad. Not all officers are bad. And I can speak highly about Copperas Cove City Police and our Sheriff's Department. They're very courteous. They try to maintain life for all residents that they're involved with, especially the Coryell Sheriff's Department. I have seen them at work, and they value the life of their residents, whether that resident is a criminal or not. They try to maintain individuals' lives. Okay? With the police officer that was killed, the individual who killed him, he committed suicide. Okay? The officer didn't take his life. He gave his life. So, when you're out there protesting in front of the police department, let me tell you, ma'am, that police officer did not kill that felon. That felon committed suicide right there in front of all the witnesses. So there is a problem there. I'm not stating everything's kosher in Cove, but what I am stating is in Cove, there is respect for our military. I know where you just moved from, okay? I'm well aware where you just moved from. And in Cove and in Texas, we will not accept the bullshit you bring from California, okay? You're not going to overrun our police departments and our state police and sheriffs here in Texas. That is not going to happen. And if you think it is, it's not. And in our small community of 50,000, almost 50,000, I guarantee you that I have lived in Cove long enough, and enough people know me, that I will stand behind our PD. And if they continue to ask me, I'll be right across the street, ma'am. So don't bring your California attitude over here to our small little Copperas Cove, because you will lose. You need to be respectful when you speak to our officers and to our residents, and especially to our children. Okay? So, if you want to continue this California attitude that you can just attack our police officers, go ahead. You'll be dealing with me directly. No fighting, no threats. I'm just telling you up front. We will not have anyone lynching our police officers or our sheriff department personnel in Coryell County. It will not happen. Well, let's see. Anyway, let's go back in and see what's going on now. So now all you in the audience, you know what it's about. It's about a crosswalk, the caution lights, and a teen rec complex, and the fact that we have a lot of people from California over here. And it's not just in Texas, but we're not going to accept that against our policemen or our sheriff's department personnel. It's just not going to happen. So, here we go. But that is what's happening here. I'm glad to see that the city of Copperas Cove did get in the new adapted equipment for the adults, because we have one nursing home here where, believe this or not, whether you believe in it or not, I personally don't believe this should be happening, but it is. We have a nursing home here in Cove where they bring their children with disabilities and they drop them off. They live in a nursing home. It's called the Angel Wing. Some of those young people have been in there a long time. And when I first learned about it, I thought that was kind of strange. But you know, I guess some parents, it's here or there. You can't judge these parents. Some parents can't take care of the children. But that special unit, the whole community comes together for our Angel Wing unit at the nursing home. In fact, it's right there located on, this is called Avenue B. And that special unit is right down from where we're trying to get this new walkway. But there are about, I would say about 50 residents now of children that are on that wing, the Angel Wing. But the community in general, the residents here in Cove, a lot of people support those young people's needs. We've adopted all those residents. And, you know, they're always having new clothes or celebrations of birthdays. The holidays are really good for these young people. So you will see some of these nursing homes with children's wings in various states. I mean, Copperas Cove is not the only city that has it. West Virginia has one too. In a way, it's good because if it's a small city or if it's a large city, let's say like